It's finally unfolding, and yet no one is speaking the full truth about what's really happening. Everyone notices the shift in the calendar, but what they're missing is the energy, the deep, invisible current shaking everything beneath the surface. As we move from June into July, a powerful transformation is in motion. Saturn is in retrograde, pushing unresolved lessons back into your path. Neptune is dissolving illusions you didn't even realize you were living under. And the moon's recent passage through Cancer has quietly opened a doorway, one that leads to profound, soul-level change. This isn't just another phase, this is collapse. And if you're not careful, you could fall into one of 9 spiritual traps that must be avoided before tomorrow. What you do next could shape your entire future. So, stay with me. This message matters. But first, like this video, subscribe to the channel and drop 707 in the comments if you're ready to align with what's coming. The wheel has turned, and the sacred gears of the cosmos are grinding louder now. Between June and July, Saturn begins his descent, not forward, but backward through the corridors of time. This isn't just a retrograde, it's a soul audit. The contracts you forgot, the cycles you swore were over, they've returned, not to haunt you, but to see if you've truly outgrown the version of you that once agreed to stay small. Neptune retreats too, dissolving the veil. Illusions are bleeding at the edges. You're seeing what you were never meant to see until now. The false light, the unspoken grief, the glamour that once seduced your spirit. And the moon, having crossed the inner sanctum of Cancer, has triggered a psychic gate. This is where the ancestors speak. This is where the forgotten feminine rises, Medusa unmasked, the black moon whispering truths into your bloodstream. This is a holy reversal, a karmic unbinding, and it's already begun. You didn't land here by accident. Your soul mapped this intersection long before you knew how to read energy. Between June and July, something ancient is being resurrected within you. Not a memory, not a dream, but a frequency your body has been coded to respond to. The shifts happening now aren't just emotional waves, they're timeline markers. And what's unfolding isn't random, it's karmic orchestration. This is soul contract season. That means old chapters are being audited, expired spiritual agreements are dissolving. Relationships you once felt bound to are being spiritually released because your frequency has outgrown the version of you that created them. You're not walking away in betrayal. You're walking forward in truth. Every silence you've been sitting in, every shadow you've been wrestling with, it's not punishment, it's preparation. You are not shedding the past, you are disintegrating entire identities that no longer match your next vibration. The 5D frequency isn't a fantasy, it's here, it's real, and it's not something you chase, it's something you stabilize. When your body starts rejecting what you used to tolerate, when your intuition starts screaming louder than your logic, when you suddenly feel repelled by your own comfort zone, that's the upgrade. That's your light body beginning to activate in real time. You're not being tested. You're being invited to show up as the version of you your soul already sees. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but so is birth. This is a resurrection coded in divine math, a reset designed only for those who chose to wake up. You're not falling apart, you're falling into alignment. The world may not understand it, but your spirit does. Let it take the lead. Now, you're exactly where you're meant to be. If you've been feeling unlike yourself lately, tired in ways rest can't fix, emotionally full without knowing why, as if something invisible is pressing against your inner world, you're not broken. You're transforming. What's happening inside you isn't chaos, it's calibration. You are adjusting to an entirely new energetic bandwidth, and your body is responding exactly as it was designed to. There's a reason why your emotions are rising like tides without warning. Your system is purging frequencies it no longer resonates with. Old grief you thought you buried, old desires you didn't realize you outgrew. They're all surfacing now, not to punish you, but to clear the way for what's next. This isn't regression. This is resurrection. When the body is upgrading, it doesn't whisper, it roars. The fatigue is sacred. The overwhelm is sacred. The strange sensations moving through your chest, the sudden heat behind your ears, the unexplainable tightness in your core, none of these are random. They are signals, indicators that energy is unfreezing, that your light body is catching up to the reality your soul already stepped into. Your body is not failing you, it's fighting for you. You may feel stretched between timelines, one part of you wanting to leap forward, another tethered to patterns you've long outgrown. This is the in-between, the liminal, and yes, it feels raw. It feels disorienting, but it's where alchemy happens. Don't resist it. Don't label yourself broken just because you're feeling more. You are not weak for needing more stillness. You are not behind for not knowing where this is all going. You're being rewired to carry more light, more clarity, more truth than ever before. Every tear is a release. Every shiver is a recalibration. Every burst of sensitivity, every sudden desire to withdraw, to cry, to scream, to sleep, to sit still, it's all sacred. You are becoming something your past self never imagined possible. Trust that even the discomfort is intelligent. Your soul is not confused. It's busy reconstructing your energetic architecture from the inside out. Honor that. The symptoms you're feeling aren't signs of malfunction. They're proof that the system is coming online. This is what rebirth feels like. Messy, luminous, demanding, divine. You're not falling apart. You're finally arriving. In times like this, when the veil thins and timelines shift, the universe doesn't just offer you light, it drags your shadow into the room and turns on every lamp. This is not a punishment. This is your soul's contract unfolding. You cannot expand without confrontation. And what's surfacing now, those old fears, the buried shame, the wounds you swore were already healed, is not regression. It's remembrance. You are not just being guided into a higher frequency. You're being asked to face the very parts of yourself that resist it. This shift is cracking open the vault of the unconscious, and what's leaking out may not be easy to look at. Regret, abandonment, betrayal, grief. Maybe you're noticing anger where you thought you had moved on. Maybe you're haunted by memories you thought were finished stories. These are not backslides. These are karmic debts asking to be paid in full, not by suffering, but by acknowledgement. What isn't healed must be honored. Carl Jung called the shadow the part of ourselves we refuse to see. But during times like this, you can't look away anymore. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's the orphan child of your soul. It holds the truth you couldn't process, the instincts you had to suppress, the grief you weren't ready to feel. And now it wants to be witnessed, not banished. The shadow doesn't rise to destroy you. It rises to reintegrate you. Your light cannot expand unless your darkness has a seat at the table. The most radiant souls are not those who bypass their pain, but those who turned and faced it when the world told them to smile. This energy is forcing that confrontation because, in the deeper chambers of your being, you already know the wounds you don't face become the patterns you repeat. And this moment, this portal, is here to interrupt that cycle. You may feel like you're unraveling, but what's really happening is sacred excavation. You're digging out the contracts, the soul ties, the inherited beliefs that no longer belong in your field. You're cleaning the soil so something new can root. This is not about fixing yourself. This is about meeting yourself fully, fiercely, and without apology. Everything coming up is meant to be seen. Your work is not to deny it. Your work is to hold it until it no longer controls you. You are standing in a sacred furnace, not the fire that destroys, but the fire that refines. Everything that has felt heavy, confusing, distorted, or disjointed is not here to punish you. It is here to purify you. This is not the end of something familiar. This is the ignition of something ancient, buried deep inside your bones. You are not collapsing, you are shedding. And what remains after this shedding will be your true essence, unchained, reawakened, recoded for your next level of embodiment. June and July are not ordinary months. In the spirit realm, they are the corridor of the reset, the chrysalis between the soul you've been and the light being you are becoming. And if you've felt raw, unstable, even unrecognizable to yourself lately, that's exactly what transformation feels like in its purest form. You are not malfunctioning. You are activating. This is the body remembering itself in light. Cellularly, your DNA is receiving energetic information, light codes, vibrational instructions from higher planes of consciousness. Your spirit team, your oversoul, your original frequency, they are speaking directly to your nervous system. Some of this may come as spontaneous downloads, electric surges through your spine, moments of divine clarity, or intense emotional waves that have no name. All of it is part of the reset. Nothing is random. Even the discomfort is divine. Your chakra system is recalibrating. Old energy is being released through the root. Ancestral memory is being untangled from the sacral. The solar plexus is reigniting your will, not to control, but to align. Your heart is being softened and strengthened at once. The throat is clearing space for a new level of truth to rise. And the third eye, even if foggy now, is being wiped clean, so you no longer just see what's happening, but why it's happening. And at the crown, the gates are widening. Connection is deepening. You are becoming a conduit, a bridge between this earth and what's beyond it. And yes, you are receiving new spiritual gifts. Intuition is sharpening. Sensitivity is heightening. Your field is responding faster. Your body is detecting what your mind hasn't yet caught up with. Some of you may start to hear things before they're said. Some of you may sense future events like echoes in the present. Some of you may feel called to speak light languages, to write with sacred urgency, to create, to channel, to guide. This is not delusion. This is remembrance. You are not here to stay asleep to your own power. You are not here to merely survive this realm. You came to awaken it. And before you awaken the world, your soul must first awaken within this body. That is the sacred alchemy of this moment, the transmutation of density into gold, the ignition of soul fire in your cells. This is your rebirth. The rituals have already begun. The flame has already found you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are right on time. Everything inside you that's screaming for more, for truth, for alignment, that's not frustration. That's the signal your spirit has heard the call, and now it is rising to answer. You are not just awakening for yourself. What is unfolding in you is a ripple in something far bigger, something planetary, something sacred, something prophesied. The changes you've been feeling, the inner earthquakes, the sudden waves of release, clarity, grief, or ecstasy, they are not isolated incidents. They are the pulse of a collective field shifting into higher alignment. You are not separate from this wave. You are the wave. Every breath you take in consciousness sends a signal into the grid. Every time you choose truth over illusion, embodiment over escape, presence over reaction, you don't just heal yourself. You stitch new light into the body of the collective. This is the power you hold, whether or not you were ever taught to believe it. One awakened soul recalibrates hundreds more, and the more of us who remember this, the faster we rise together. You may have noticed this too. The people around you are shifting. Their emotions are rising. Their stories are surfacing. Things that were buried for years are erupting. Relationships are ending or reinventing. Time feels faster and thinner, like the veil between realms has been peeled open. This is not chaos, it's awakening. This is the labor of a new world being born through the friction of the old one falling away. And you, chosen one, are not just a witness to this, you are a participant in its creation. We are entering the age of soul synchronization. The concept of New Earth is not fantasy or metaphor. It is a vibrational reality that is becoming more accessible with every activation. The grid is alive, intelligent, interactive. Gaia is not just a planet. She is a consciousness, ancient, wise, sovereign. And right now, she is shaking off the residue of centuries of unconsciousness. She is calling her children home, not to a physical location, but to a frequency. That frequency is unity. That frequency is remembrance. That frequency is encoded in the very essence of your being, and it is what your soul is responding to in this very moment. Even now, you can feel it, a subtle pull towards something more honest, a sudden repulsion to what no longer matches your integrity, a deep inner knowing that something is ending and something more real is about to begin. And yet, this transition is not without its resistance. The collective field is full of static. The old systems, economic, social, spiritual, relational, are trembling because they know their time is ending. The false grids of control, scarcity, separation, they are unraveling. And those still clinging to them are being stretched between worlds. But even that is divine, because everything that breaks now is making space for what is real. Unity consciousness is not some lofty idea reserved for monks or mystics. It is a return to the memory that we are not separate, that my healing supports your healing, that when you rise, I rise, that when we remember our divinity together, we unlock realities our ancestors only dreamed of. This is not about conformity, it's about coherence. Every soul is a unique thread, and when we each vibrate at our truth, the collective fabric becomes unbreakable. You might feel the weight of this sometimes. You may ask, why me? Why does your body feel everything so deeply? Why are you the one who always senses when something is off in the world? Why can't you just be normal, like everyone else? But here's the truth. You were never meant to be numb. You were never meant to be asleep to this. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is the instrument through which you tune the field. You are a node on the grid, a beacon, a transmitter, and everything you're feeling right now is proof that your signal is coming online in a new way. June and July have activated a global reweaving. Light workers are being realigned. Soul groups are being magnetized. Truth is being restored, not through noise, but through frequency. Many are being unplugged from the false timelines they thought they needed. Careers, beliefs, identities, patterns, people, not as punishment, but as preparation. Because the version of Earth we are stepping into cannot carry the weight of what was built on distortion. Only resonance can remain. This is why your inner work matters more than ever before. Every fear you transmute, every truth you embody, every boundary you place, every act of self-respect you honor, it sends a tremor through the grid. It echoes. It gives silent permission for others to do the same. We don't ascend alone. We rise like constellations, each star lighting another until the whole sky remembers itself. Even if you don't see the proof yet, trust the process. The world may still seem asleep, but awakening rarely begins with fanfare. It begins quietly. One soul remembering, then another, then 1,000 more, until something irreversible happens, and the world can no longer go back to how it used to be. This is what you're part of. Not just a personal transformation, not just a spiritual phase, but the unraveling of a karmic cycle so old it's written in the DNA of the planet. And the rising of a new earth reality rooted in soul, sustained by presence, guided by love. We are standing at the precipice of a collective metamorphosis. And no matter how fragmented the world may still appear, something ancient is awakening beneath it. An ancient intelligence that predates governments, religions, and technologies. The shift between June and July is not about new beliefs. It's about remembering original truth. Not the kind handed down through broken systems, but the kind buried in your soul, pulsing like a drumbeat you've heard in your dreams. That rhythm is sinking now, heart to heart, soul to soul, across countries, timelines, dimensions. We are remembering each other through frequency. And the more of us who come online, the more impossible it becomes to return to the illusion. And yet, not everyone will be ready. Some will retreat deeper into denial. Some will tighten their grip on fear, control, power, and illusion. Some will mock the changes they don't understand. That is not your concern. You are not here to wake everyone up. You are here to anchor the truth for those who are ready to rise. You are here to be a bridge, not a savior. The truth is, many souls chose to incarnate during this exact moment because of the magnitude of what is unfolding. There is a reason you're alive now, and not 50 years ago. There is a reason you've always felt different. A reason you've struggled to belong in systems that never made sense. You were coded for the future, but you were born into the residue of the past. That contrast created the friction that awakened you. And now your frequency has become the instrument of change. Each time you choose not to betray yourself, when you say no to what doesn't resonate, when you say yes to your intuition, when you let go of timelines that no longer feel alive, you are aligning yourself with the collective grid of the new Earth. You are tuning your signal, and the others who are vibrating at the same level, they will find you. That's how the new Earth will be built. Not by mass movements, not by followers and leaders, but by resonance. Soul recognizing soul. Truth magnetizing truth. The systems around us are crumbling because they were never meant to hold what is now trying to emerge. Financial systems built on scarcity. Educational systems built on obedience. Religious systems built on shame. These were never reflections of divine truth. They were scaffolding for a disempowered age. But now that the collective frequency is rising, that scaffolding is cracking. And what comes next will be built on remembrance. That's why everything feels so intense right now. You're not just releasing personal baggage. You're detoxing timelines. You're clearing ancestral residue. You're breaking karmic oaths you didn't even know you agreed to. You're unplugging from an entire grid of energy that was never aligned with who you truly are. This is massive work. That's why your body feels it. That's why your emotions swell and collapse. That's why your relationships are being recalibrated or removed. It's not chaos. It's coherence forming beneath the surface. This transition is not about becoming more spiritual. It's about becoming more real, more present, more grounded in your essence. The goal is not perfection. It's integration. To be fully human and fully divine without shame. To walk through the world carrying your light without shrinking, without hiding, without needing permission to be whole. That is the revolution. That is what the collective shift is asking of you. And yes, it can be lonely. Yes, it can feel like the more you awaken, the less you relate to others. But understand this, the loneliness is not because you're broken. It's because you're a frequency scout. You're walking ahead to anchor the grid where others will eventually land. You are planting light in places that once held only shadows. And that work is sacred, even when it feels unseen. You are not alone in this. There are others just like you, scattered across the earth, remembering, healing, rising, transmitting. Some you've met, others you will meet, and some you'll never meet. But your fields are already sinking, already strengthening each other in ways the mind can't grasp. That's what unity consciousness feels like, beyond language. beyond distance, beyond the illusion of separation. The collective shift is not happening in the future, it is happening now. Every time someone forgives instead of resents, every time someone trusts instead of fears, every time someone tells the truth even when it shakes their voice. New Earth is not just about peace and light. It is about truth, embodiment, and liberation. It is about being fully awake in the body, in this world, not bypassing it. It is about building systems from the heart, creating relationships rooted in soul, and honoring the earth as a conscious being, not a resource to exploit. This vision is not naive, it's encoded, and you are part of the ones chosen to midwife its arrival. So if you've been wondering why it all feels so intense, so raw, so tender, it's because you're in labor, and the earth is too. The contractions are real, but so is what's being born. You don't need to know the whole path. You don't need to save the world. All you need to do is keep choosing alignment again and again, in thought, in action, in silence. You don't need to wait for some future moment to step into your power. You are already living it. You are the shift, and your remembrance is the map. There are moments when words cannot carry the weight of transformation. Only action can. What you do in the next few days will not just influence your mood or mindset. It will ripple through your field, embedding itself into your frequency, echoing through timelines. These are not just rituals, these are energetic codes, ancient keys passed down from mystics, hermits and shamans who knew that intention, when merged with action, becomes alchemy. First, take a piece of paper and write down the things you're afraid to name, not what you show the world, what's buried underneath. The belief that you're too late, the fear that you're not enough, the shame that still whispers when you're quiet. Then, go outside, remove your shoes. Let the soles of your feet meet the body of the earth. No music, no phone, just presence. The ancients believed the earth is not a rock. It is a memory keeper, a consciousness that holds codes we've forgotten. As you stand barefoot, imagine roots growing from your feet deep into the soil. Feel her respond. Let the static in your body drain downward. Let the wisdom of stillness rise upward. This is not grounding, it's communion. Finally, sit with yourself. Place both hands over your heart. Close your eyes and say this out loud, slowly. I do not resist. I remember. I transform. Let each word vibrate in your chest. Say it 3 times, then once more in silence. This is not affirmation. This is activation. You are speaking directly to your DNA, to your higher self, to the parts of you waiting for permission to return. These rituals are ancient technologies, not to escape life, but to embody it more fully. You are not here to ascend into the clouds. You are here to bring heaven down through your body. Do these things not to feel better, but to become clear, not to fix, but to rise. If you made it here, know this: your spirit is listening, and your presence in this space is not by chance. You are guided to these words because your soul is ready, ready to shed, ready to rise, ready to remember what it came here to become. If this message touched something in you, I want you to anchor it now. Comment below, I will not resist, I will transform. Let that phrase echo across the collective grid. Let your words ripple outward and call back every fragment of your power. If someone you love has been feeling the shift, walking through shadows, or quietly carrying a weight no one else sees, share this with them. You never know how one message, one truth, one transmission can awaken everything they forgot they were. Like this video if it moved you. Subscribe to stay connected to the energy that is guiding us forward together. And remember, you are not broken. You are blooming. You are not lost. You are being rerouted. It's not too late. In fact, you're arriving right on time for your highest path to unfold. May this shift bring healing to your body, clarity to your journey, and power to your becoming. Walk with grace, speak with truth, and above all, remain sovereign.